So there are many irrational numbers that that exist. In fact, there are infinitely more irrational numbers than there are rational numbers. One of the irrational numbers that we've come across is a number called 5. And this, again, is another number that shows up in all sorts of weird places. Okay, one of the places it shows up is in the golden rectangle. So the golden rectangle gives us this kind of snail, it's called a conch spiral. So you see this in snail shells. And the ratio of the edge length of the square here and the next biggest square, the ratio is going to be 1. This number is approximately 1.61 dot 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 dot, and that's the same ratio of these two squares. And then for these two squares, the same ratio, and then these two squares, same ratio. So this is called the golden rectangle. The golden triangle is also giving us this ratio of 5, and it gives us a ratio of 5 to this number to this number. Okay, this is 5. If you go 1 divided by this number, we get approximately 1.618 dot 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 dot. And the golden rectangle is interesting because it is an isosceles rectangle. So a golden triangle is an isosceles triangle, and this angle here is 72, and this angle here is 72 degrees as well. The top angle must be 36. And the thing about the golden triangle is that, and same with the golden rectangle, these are regenerative shapes. So we can just keep on making these shapes over and over and over by just chopping it down. And same thing with the golden rectangle. If we chop this rectangle or this triangle up like this, divide this angle into 2 parts, this triangle here is the golden triangle again. Okay, and so we end up, this shape is what we call a regenerative shape. And we can just keep on doing this forever. We can make another golden triangle here, another golden triangle here. Okay, and whenever we have these shapes, they tend to give us this ratio of 5. Okay, and we don't know why, but it just does. They just, for some reason, this number just always shows up in these types of shapes, these regenerative patterns. And so this golden ratio is one that shows up a lot, and it's called 5. And there's other transcendental numbers, pi and e, that we talked about. Pi is one that we know is a ratio of the circumference of a circle to diameter. But this shows up again in lots of different places. And there's something, strange about this number, because for whatever reason, it just shows up a lot. And if we actually tried to find this number, it would be almost impossible to find because we'd never be able to pick it out on a number line. Same with E. We'd never be able to find this number E, but this number comes to us. Okay? And it comes to us from a lot of different relationships. So it is an interesting one that we keep an eye on, and we're always aware of, because it just, when we do more complex math or even simple math, these numbers always seem to show up. So I want you to watch this video on pi, and it just gives you a little bit more appreciation for what pi is, and the fact that it just is this weird number that always just pops up everywhere around us. Pi just seems to be popping up, and it's a number that we would never really be able to find if we actually went looking for it.